Ms. Legalista here. Thank you for joining. Glad that I can even be here for a few reasons. I've been talking about Verizon and my internet and how we just don't have the kind of relationship that I would like for us to have, given what we pay for. It's not a relationship that's free. We actually pay for this relationship, and yet it seems to be a challenge every day to get what we have paid for. But here I am. Don't know what this will look like again because my internet went out and I had to, I don't know, finagle and get it all back working again. I tell you, it's a Saturday morning. It's like 8 something. You would not to expect to have these kinds of issues. But let me stop talking about that. You know, so I'm going to veer over to this conversation that I think we need to have. And I want to go to a comment. Let me pull it up. This is going to be my comment of the week. I think I'm just going to start doing comments of the week, those comments that sort of stick out. Up, that's not quite where I want to go yet. I want to go here to this comment of the week. And I think I actually may need to put on my glasses before I can even read it to you. It says if someone looks like a model, has only one profile picture, one initiates contact and acts all lovey dovey too soon, we call that love bombing, refuses to video chat, and a reverse image search, such as PIMIs, reveals their true identity, it is a scam. It is a scam. And for the love of Jesus, never send money to anyone you've never met. By following these steps, you'll be saying, "Thank you, Jesus," just like Homer Simpson. PIMIs cost money, but it's very cheap compared to dealing with the aftermath of a romance scam. So, I want to talk about how we even get there. It's not that I'm here to hurt your feelings, I'm here to be honest with you and to have an open and honest conversation about expectations when you start to engage in some of these online romance relationships and you participate in conversations on some of these online platforms that are designed to help you connect with other people. Well, you know, for some reason, people want to throw all common sense out the window. And because human nature, our desires, our requirements, there is this need for companionship and to have someone in our lives that we care for, that we care about, and who will care about us too. And so a lot of times, again, we throw common sense all out the window. We set our expectations really low. We don't think things through. We trust people we wouldn't ordinarily trust. We lower our value of ourselves and we don't have these real conversations about why is that person with the great model looking picture going to be interested in me given where I am in my life, whatever that may look like. Sometimes it just doesn't add up. Now, I don't want to get into a critique of people. We all have our gifts, and then some of us have some things that are challenges too, right? Depending on where we are in our lives. And you have to really start asking yourself, why would this person be interested in me? I did this video a while back, and it was a really young woman who was in a relationship with a much older gentleman. They were in different parts of the world. And you have to ask yourself, what's the connection there? People looking for that social companionship because they're far away. It's going to be hard to come back together and be in person. In this case, she did actually show up in person. And so you're asking yourself, what is the true connection there? Why is this person going to be interested in me? You have to start asking yourself that. Now, A lot of times online, people will say some really mean, some really rude, some really cruel things. But the nature of that is to actually get you to think a little deeper about what is going on here with some of these scams and why people are putting themselves in these positions where they might be more easily susceptible to being scammed. A lot of that has to do with self esteem, how you feel about yourself, the value that you see in yourself. And I tell people this all the time: if you don't value yourself, don't expect other people to. And valuing yourself means that you ask the hard questions, however hurtful, however, cruel you may feel like they are when you're having these conversations with yourself. Be honest with yourself about what might really be going on here. Value yourself enough that you don't put this other person above you, and that you aren't really thinking through the motives that this other person might have to be with you. And that's sort of this missing piece that's going on. I can talk about scammers all day long. I can show you the videos, the news clips. I can read you the press release from the Department of Justice. But in the end, it will not sink in if you are not having a conversation that says, hey, when I'm out here looking for companionship, looking for a relationship, trying to build, connections and a network with other people in the social world, in the virtual world, I am going to value myself first. If you are not saying that about yourself, if you are not loving yourself first, then these other people are going to always, always be in a higher valued position. You're always going to be like thankful that you found this person. There's nothing wrong with being thankful that you found someone that you have a connection with, but you have to put it in perspective here. You have to really think it through. Ask yourself the really hard questions. And then bring along family members, friends. Have those conversations with them and say, hey, this is a person I met on this site. Tell me what you think. Another thing that I tell people is a lot of times we don't even listen to our own gut instinct, the red flags that are going off, the sirens, and okay, that didn't seem quite. We throw all of that away, and we don't even value it when our own mind and our own body is telling us that something is off here. We don't even listen. We don't even listen. Why? Because, like human nature, like I said before, we are looking for that companionship. So, like I said, this video is not trying to, beat down on people, not trying to be purposefully hurtful or anything like that. But it's here for us to have this conversation about, why do I have to keep doing these videos where people are continually being taken in by romance scammers? I could say the same thing about some of the other scams too, but this one in particular, because this one goes to the very nature of just living your life and wanting to share that life with someone who maybe shares interests that you have, someone you care for, and someone who will care for you. But that doesn't mean that we got to go into this with our eyes shut and our blinders off. It's just the opposite at this point in time now. We've got to be even more vigilant. We've got to be doing our research. We have to be vetting the other person. Y'all, it's no longer the situation where you can just take people at their word when they say who they are. You cannot just believe them. You have to do your own independent verification outside of what they may give you. They give you pictures. Okay, that's great. Do a reverse image search because you don't know where those pictures came from. Ask questions. Who are their friends and family members? I want to know. I want to know. They are going to be asking you those questions so they can learn more about you and how to better insert themselves into your life. Like they have a whole scam going here. They already have a roadmap of how they are going to get to your pocketbook. So you need to do your research. It's a different age. 2024, 2025 is right around the corner. And if you think the numbers are going down, you are mistaken. The number of people who are taken in by romance scammers has been growing every year. And yet there are resources out here that can help you so that you don't fall for this. Now, a lot of you who watch my videos know that these are some of the things you need to be doing. The problem is the people who aren't watching my videos who are the ones who are falling for this. And a lot of them, especially for online romance scams, they're usually older people. So look out for those people who are in your family who may be single, who may not be as engaged with their real world community anymore, because these are the people that are going to be a little bit more susceptible to some of this. Okay. All right. So again, not trying to beat down on people, but you've got to start valuing yourself and not come across as so desperate for a relationship that you will listen to anything anybody tells you online. All right. Hope this helped you out. Again, my comment of the week here, sharing this with you. I think I'll do a few more comments of the week going forward, and some other things in store too. I'm winding up the year with some new thoughts on some things that I want to do here. And in another video, I'll actually go to this site that the commenter shared here, and that's PimEyes. I actually did have it pulled up, but my internet has just been so wonky. I spent, and I'm way off subject now. I spent almost an hour on the phone with Verizon yesterday trying to figure out what in the world was going on. I have a person who's dedicated to me. Like, I guess they assign you a person that is working with me now to try to figure out what is going on. But my daughter just called. She is at a friend's house, and that friend has like no internet, no TV, no nothing. She's like, I'm having to use my phone as a hotspot. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's so many people moving to the area now that it is just really taxing the system. It just was not like this, but it is now a real challenge. Needless to say, my anxiety level is really high because I got stuff I got to do. I don't have time for this. And like I said before, we're paying for this relationship. This is not a free relationship here. This is not, we're trying to get something free and we're complaining about it. No, that is not what is going on. So again, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and have these conversations with people that you care about and people that you love. All right. Peace. Don't forget to subscribe. Mwah.